So now I want to talk about collaboration, which is the alternative to the styles and patterns of dominate, accommodate, and avoid. As I've said, all of the styles have their place in day-to-day life. However, collaboration becomes crucial as the topic of our communication becomes more sensitive, as the stakes become higher, and/or as conflict is either simmering or escalating. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that it's the only style of communication that can really address high-stakes issues and conflicts effectively. Let's go back to our styles of communication model. Remember the two dimensions of communication. We have assertiveness, which is a concern for self and a willingness to express my point of view and take care of my needs. And we have empathy, which is concern for others and my willingness to listen and support them in expressing their point of view and needs. Collaboration is high on both of these dimensions. We listen to the needs of others, the perspective of others, and we also vocalize our own needs and perspective in order to arrive at outcomes that are win-win in nature. Collaboration starts with a mindset based on trust and goodwill. Rather than viewing people as enemies whom we must defeat or as objects to be manipulated for your own personal benefit, we see them as intelligent and capable human beings who want to succeed and make a positive contribution to their relationships and organizations. Collaboration means that we work together to solve our problems. We recognize our common interest and that in the long run, we succeed or we fail together. It reminds me of a cartoon of two horses, each pulling in opposite directions in order to get to a bale of hay just in front of their noses. They're at a stalemate. But in the next frame, they both eat from one bale of hay and then the other. They can both have what they want as they cooperate rather than compete. Collaboration takes this shift in mindset. It means that we stop competing through domination or that we stop acquiescing through accommodating or avoiding, and we start working together. Unfortunately, it seems like we're losing our ability to do that as we become more tribal and polarized around our differences. We certainly see that going on at a national scale. I even see it in my small community in which a high school recently changed the name of their mascot. The debate became so heated and polarizing that some of those on one side or the other side of the issue actually stopped talking to each other. What a shame. So how do we move to collaboration? I'm going to suggest that the main skill of collaboration is dialogue. Here's a definition. Dialogue is a participative process of communication in which people listen to understand one another's point of view and then agree upon options to solve problems and/or resolve their disagreements. This process encourages deep listening to others, a willingness to share your own point of view and search for solutions that are good for all, not just for a minority. Dialogue is talking openly, even about subjects that have historically been undiscussable. The more openly we can talk, the better will be our solutions to conflict and the more unified and committed we'll be to carrying them out. So here's a chart. It explains the differences between arguing and debate and dialogue. In an argument or debate, I'm preoccupied with myself, my own interest and needs, whereas in dialogue, I'm concerned for both self and others. An argument is adversarial, whereas dialogue seeks unity and mutuality. My intent in debate is to win, whereas in dialogue, it's to explore and to learn. I listen only to respond in debate, but I listen to understand in dialogue. In argument or debate, we become polarized around positions, whereas in dialogue, we see that there are lots of sides to an issue. In argument, we oversimplify issues. In dialogue, we see more nuance and complexity. In argument, we're interested in right versus wrong, whereas in dialogue, we're interested in discovery of truth. In debate, we look for confirming data. In dialogue, we look for enlightenment. So let's continue in the next lectures in order to understand how to use dialogue to open up communication and resolve conflict.